It is Funky Friday. I know you can feel it, but are you ready? Good damn morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, right? I know it is. Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm starting on time for a rare occasion, roughly. Part of it is because I got home earlier than normal, and the other part is because I have a hard deadline to close out by quarter after the hour next hour. So that's okay. I keep getting this stuff from Doug Burgum, the governor of North Dakota, because I donated to his campaign just to see what would happen, and boy oh boy, they sent a lot of texts. Anyway, it's Friday, Q&A day. You know what we do on Q&A day? We have the little Q&A thing open. I'll open that up soon for the end of the show, which we'll do at the top of the hour coming up. But I got a lot of tabs open. I got a lot to talk about, a lot of video today because it's Friday, and so we're going to stick with video, and we're going to end with a cat video because everyone loves a good cat video, right? I don't know why. They just do. Anyway, it's Friday. Let's start the show right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet and the boomerist boomer of the boomers. So I'm glad you're here. It's Friday, and that was all in silence, wasn't it? Okay, well, you know how it goes. It is Friday, and we're going to do a lot of video today, lots of stuff. Ending with the cat video, we're going to do the trending topics. There's a bunch of articles I'm not going to get to, and I have a hard deadline today. So it just is what it is. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're tolerant of me and my silliness. Anyway, so shall we start this damn thing? Well, we already did. Let's say hi to everybody and get this started. I'm going to leave the music on until I get done saying hi. So, first in the chat over on Rumble, Mr. Mike Savage Blarg. Thank you for joining us. And also, good morning, Cannibalistic Wizard. He's got the honk honk going over on the Rumble chat. On YouTube, first in the chat was our friend Kara Soldier. Did it again. You did it again. Unbelievable. You are first. Well, way to go. Also, good morning, Mike Savage Blarg. Tyler F's in the house, Simon Wolfwood, Anna Lynn, John Arnott, Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple. Good morning, sir. Also, good morning to Tyler. I said Tyler F. Who else is here? Tales of Gore, Blackout 8879, And C. Thomas, penis, he won't know I'm here. I know you're here because you're right there in the chat, brother. I see you. I see you. I see you. And everyone wants to be seen. So people will slowly but surely make their way into the room. I know it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm on time for a change. That nobody's here, but that's okay. Everyone will start showing up. And please enjoy your time in the chat. I'm going to turn this music down now because it's hard for me to hear. I wish I had a way to turn it down on my monitor. Stop! There we go. All right. So, it's Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to change your clocks this weekend. This is the time when we get to put ourselves into perpetual darkness in Minnesota. It means you go to work in the dark and you come home in the dark. But you know what? At least I got a job. And just in case, I'm gonna put this out there. I may be putting not necessarily a pause on the show, but I may have to change some of my schedule because I may be doing, I'm probably going to be driving for UPS over the holidays just because they do this temporary driver thing. And I've thought of doing that anyway, but it would drastically change my schedule. So we'll have to see. I'll see what happens if they accept my bid for that. But I'm definitely going to do it at least over the holidays. Who knows if it might be a permanent thing. Until I retire, which is about 7 years from now. But so that might put a crimp in the whole thing, and it may change the whole aesthetic of the Morning Night Live, because it might be the Night Live. It might be, who knows what's going to be. But we'll find out when that happens. So I'm just giving you fair warning. I've been doing this for so long that I don't want to completely, stop doing the show, but I'm also I got to make some money before I retire because we're trying to put some more money away. And so it would be a significant pay raise for me. And unfortunately, this has never been meant to pay the bills. It's never, but it's helped. It certainly pays my cable bill, which is where I get my internet, if you're wondering why I have cable still. And it's fun and I like to do it and I'm going to keep doing it. I just have to figure out how I'm going to schedule in. So, welcome Frankie Deller over on YouTube. Appreciate you dropping in. I hope you stick around and have some fun with us today. Have fun in the chat. Let's get started though, because like I said, I'm on a hard deadline today. And so I just want to talk about what's happening in the news. Now, something interesting. Now, I talk sports very occasionally. But someone's trending like very highly on the X today. That is a sports story. So I'm going to mention it. And wait, I got to do this so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Hang on. I always should do that beforehand, but I don't. There we go. Now I fixed it. Some tall dude named, what the hell's his name? Victor Wembanyama. He's a French basketball sports player, also known as Wemby. Every time I see the name Wemby, I think Wembley, like Wembley Stadium. But anyway, he's a 19-year-old, 7 foot, like 5 or 6 foot phenomenon, and he's playing basketball for San Antonio Spurs. And apparently last night, and I'm assuming this is exhibition, but he had 38 points in a game. And the dude is like a 7-footer. He shoots from outside. He plays from inside. He has great. Look, this is KD. Look, I'm going to show you this because here's KD. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's like 6'10", and look how small this guy makes him. And the dude shoots threes, and he does everything. He's a phenomenon. And so here's what Kevin Durant or somebody's saying about him.
I don't see anybody else in this game. I know he's got handles too, and I'm sure he said he watched me growing up, but he's his own player. I don't think I'm sure he watched so many great players in the league and try to emulate just about everybody.
He barely has to jump dunk, to be honest. But look, now he's going to pull up into a three. He traveled. Nobody called it, though.
For the game. You could tell that through the TV and playing against him. So
range.
He's his own player person.
It's crazy.
Create his own lane. is much different than anybody who's ever played.
And it's just insane. But anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how this kid develops. But he's trending on a couple different levels as Wemby and also as Victor Wembanyama. And so there you go. There's my sports story of the day. I'm getting a lot of text right now. I don't know why. All right. But that's it. That's the whole sports section of the news show. By the way, it is Q&A day. I got to add the Q&A thing here. Let's see. Start Q&A. This is the Ask Me Anything. And if you're doing it on Rumble, all you got to do is put extra question marks. In fact, watch here. Ask me anything. And then 3 or more question marks. So I see it. There we go. There. It's Ask Me Anything Day. And we'll get to that towards the end of the show, but I just wanted to put that out there. So if you want to do that. All right. Let's see. What else is happening in the news? By the way, has anyone else shown up? Hello, Somnambule Nation. I thank you for tweeting out the show like you always do. You know how much I appreciate that. Okay, moving on though in the news. Durham is trending now. It's trending for a couple reasons because actually I should say there's a couple things trending under the word Durham here. I got the come on. Okay, there we go. I got the here's the trend for Durham. Now, one of the things that's trending, or at least in this trend, is this guy. I think I put it out separately. Yes, I did. So this is just someone with a name Durham, but this is crazy over in London town. This is someone says that saddens me to say, but there is no voting our way out of this. So the constant immigration of people in London has caused a certain scene. This right here is a pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian Gaza demonstration in London. 100,000 people they estimate this crowd to be. And is it concerning? I don't know. It might be concerning, particularly to any Jewish residents of London who may be seeing this going, this is a bit scary. Now, that's not the main reason, though, it was trending. The other one is this. Now, this is in Durham, North Carolina. And apparently, this says it's Jews in Durham, North Carolina have shut down the highway to call for a ceasefire now. When are you going to do a show with Lady Boomer? We miss her, the main star of the show. Well, yeah, we will eventually do another, what do you call it? A trail stop stream. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. And she's funnier than me. I guarantee you she's funnier. Hello, James Stoner. How you doing? So, yeah, eventually. But that's part of the Q&A. That's what all the question marks were. I'm not ready to do Q&A. I'll do that. It's just not a habit trying to answer questions in the chat. Anyway, in Durham, North Carolina, now it says that these are Jewish people shutting down the highway. Now, what damn good does it do to shut down a highway in Durham, North Carolina to do this protest? But it says they've shut down, called for a ceasefire now. Then this is the tweet by a handle called If Not Now, saying American Jews organizing our community to end U.S. support for Israel's apartheid system, demand equality, justice, and a thriving future for all. This is this is slugs for salt, if you ask me. It doesn't make sense. Hamas committed an act of war against the state of Israel. And then Israel is responding to that act of war, and Hamas is doing nothing to protect the Palestinian people in Gaza. In fact, Hamas is using the people in Gaza as human shields, and also using sites in which they can exact the most casualties, and they play a propaganda war. It's unbelievable. As the tunnels, they're being destroyed, that they've been using all this aid, that billions of aids to build, that they've used to build tunnels and buy rockets. It doesn't make sense. Look, they committed an act of war. Now, and again, like I said yesterday, the citizens, the Palestinian citizens, aren't the ones who are doing this, but the Hamas is not letting them leave. Hamas wants as many casualties as they can, because then they can be called martyrs. They get support from around the world for this, kind of forgetting what they did to cause this retaliation from Israel. And so Israel, with their ability to strike Hamas targets, which Hamas places under mosques and hospitals and schools. Okay, one of the hospitals, Hamas's headquarters is underneath a hospital. Tales of War, Jews lobby to flood the EU with hostile Muslims, also Jews. Why is Europe full of people who hate us now, and how can they blame the white people and Donald Trump for it? Well, it's funny you should mention that. I'm going to get to that. There's a story. In fact, I'll get to that story eventually. So anyway, so this protest in Durham, now this person says the momentum is building. American Jews are speaking out, and other communities are organizing too. We need roofers for ceasefire, moms for ceasefire, Swifties for ceasefire. I replied to this person, hey, dumbass, Hamas committed an act of war. You want a ceasefire before they find out? No. I feel awful for the because they're playing up. Someone says they're purposely targeting children. No, they're not. It's just that a large portion of Gaza is children. The average age, I think, is 16 or 17 in Hamas, or excuse me, in Gaza, because because everyone else wants to be a martyr, I guess. So it's just insane to me that any Jewish group would be doing this. But again, we have American liberals who are schooled in American schools and universities that encourage the Hamas supporting shitbags in their schools. And so that's where probably most of these come from. So this was after 2.5 hours of blocking the highway. The ceasefire now protest led by North Carolina's JVP is marching through the streets of Durham. Not in our name was the top story on every TV station in the area. Well, yeah, because this is a big protest in the town. It's probably the biggest thing happening in town. So of course it's the top story. Okay, whatever. Again, Hamas committed an act of war against Israel. Israel is responding. Hamas has done nothing to protect the citizens of Gaza from the result of their act. In fact, they celebrate their use as human shields and as an act of martyrdom. And you see it by all the pronouncements by Hamas. So that is that topic. Moving on to the next topic trending right now, Nasrallah. I'm assuming Nasrallah is apparently a leader in Iran. Hello, Jimmy Das Hotep. How you doing? And AD is back. Hello, Avocados Diablo. I hope you're feeling better. Hope it went well. Coming back from the doctor. Good morning, sir. So now somebody says this is Nasrallah is who? He is, let's see. So, I see. Mahmoud Nasrallah. Let's see if this says what he is. I need a translator. Gosh darn it. Anyway, for those watching the Nasrallah speech regarding Hezbollah, take a moment to answer this. If you're Muslim, you believe in the Quran, correct? The Quran says Allah gave the promised land to the children of Israel. Doesn't that mean that Muslims are the real occupiers? Because here's I think he put up what he said. After him, he's showing what he says in the Quran. Let me go back here, though. Here's the speech's key notes. We mourn the martyrs of the Al-Qassam brigades of the Islamic resistance, of the Al-Qud brigades, and the civilian martyrs in Lebanon. The Battle of Al-Aqsa flood has become extended on more than one front and in more than one arena. So apparently they're talking about what's going on in Lebanon too. Here's a transcript of what he said, just a part of what he said here. Let's see. Here, the southern victim who broke the devastating equation that was previously with the enemy, broke it in 2000 and 2006, and renewed this break when he wanted to withdraw from Syria. But today these situations have another taste. Therefore, everyone here is preparing for the stage, but he does not fear it because he knows that one who leads this stage is a leadership that has not forsaken its people today. And did not make any initiatives or decisions that were not on the right path. I'm sorry, I missed that. The right path and in the right result. Abu Hadi Karim will soon join him. He is the media official of Beirut. So he's talking about in Lebanon. Just talk quickly about the procedures. Okay, hang on a second. Let me move on here because there's other people who've kind of said what he said here. So anyway, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah has started a speech in Beirut. Some quote so far: "If we want to search for a battle with complete legitimacy, there is no battle like the fight with the Zionists. This is the only war that deserves to be fought." So they're basically, they're declaring a war on Israel also. So already two different factions that are basically labeled terrorist groups in Iran have officially declared war on Israel. This guy hiding from some dark hole, Hezbollah leader Hassan, he's the leader of Hezbollah. Hassan has called out the October 7 massacre as a glorious and blessed operation. So this act of war is a glorious and blessed operation. He's been blabbering for 20 minutes now, and I can summarize his tirade as follows. Nasrallah is a coward who orders death and celebrates death. So there you go. That's why Nasrallah is trending. Thank you. Gunfox61's in the house. What's up, man? And also, Gunfox drops a Hamilton in the tip jar. So you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, Gunfox61, who says, long day and oh, they got him now. Oh, they got him. TDS so hard. Oh, yeah. Bomb Gaza with nuclear fire. This is, oh, gosh. What do you got here for me? What do you got? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It didn't pop up anywhere. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Oh, we've got an article. Oh, yes, I saw this. This is retired Judge Michael Ludig explains why Donald Trump is disqualified from the presidency. Bullshit. Bullshit. No, he's not. If the people vote for him, he's not. Sorry. The conservative retired jurist broke down the 14th Amendment, Trump's immunity argument, and what a second Trump turn would mean. So this is oh my God, we're gonna get to this. We'll get to it, Gunfox. You drop the Hamilton. I will get to the article. Let me put it. Just move right up here to right there. Gonna move it right there. And I'll move my cat video for the end of the show. All right, we'll get to it though. Thank you, Gunfox61. Good morning, sir. Also, Hyman Line. That sounds strangely weird. I mean, when I hear Hyman Line, yes, we're going to get the Hyman Line. Okay, that doesn't make sense. I didn't mean that. All right, moving on. Let's see. Where was I? I was on, we did Durham. We already did Nasrallah. Let's see. Moving on. Who's next? Oh, Hezbollah is trending also, and that's probably for the same reason that Nasrallah is trending. Basically, Hezbollah is, in a sense, declaring war on Israel, like many other terrorist fuckers. It's sheer lunacy that we gave more than $600 million in aid last year to Lebanon, which basically is controlled by Hezbollah, while expanding aid to Israel to fight its adversaries like Hezbollah, because Hezbollah is in control of Lebanon, basically. There's a better way to do arithmetic, folks. foreign aid racket needs to end. I'm not against that idea. That's Vivek Ramaswamy saying that. So that's why we know why Hezbollah is trending. All right, let's move to the next one. Sam Bankman-Fried is trending. There's the shitbag Democrat donor. Apparently, is this an announcement by the U.S. Attorney? Let's see what this says.
My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah.
Sam Bankman-Fried perpetrated one of the biggest financial frauds in American history.
Well, yes, it is also
a multi-billion-dollar scheme designed to make him the king of crypto.
And?
But here's the thing.
And?
The cryptocurrency industry might be new.
And?
The players like Sam Bankman-Fried might be new.
And?
But this kind of fraud, this kind of corruption is as old as time. And we have no patience for it.
Okay, good. That's good to know, whatever your name is. However, we need to remember also something about Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried was the second highest donor to the Democratic Party of all peoples. Okay? And Kim.com astutely says, now that the second largest donor to the Democratic Party and Joe Biden has been convicted of one of the biggest financial frauds in U.S. history, will they provide a refund to the victims of Sam Bankman-Fried who used stolen customer funds to pay for the Democrats, and Mitch McConnell, of course. Top 10 headlines the media didn't tell you this week. Repost and follow for more. 10. Oh, let's see what she says. Well, this is the top one right here. Second largest Democratic donor, Sam Bankman-Fried, convicted of multi-billion-dollar fraud, found guilty on all charges, faces up to 115 years in prison. Should Democrats have to pay back all of SBF stolen donations? If you think he should, or the Democrats should, put a 1 in the chat. If you think they shouldn't, put a 9 in the chat. Yes, they should. The Democrats should pay back all of SBF's donations. Yes, 1, no, 9. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, for sponsoring the show with a big bullet in the tip jar, who says, unfortunately, all of this will probably be the end of it. There won't be any talk of him running around discussing regulation with the senators or the head of the SEC, who will have all attacked the digital asset industry. I think they all planned it to hurt crypto. You know what? You might be spot on there. Yeah, he's putting a dent in what people think of crypto. And look at him right there with Maxine Waters. How about that picture? Oh, you didn't see it. I moved away, I think, before I had this picture. There he is! Sam Bankman-Fried with a bigger fro than Maxine, James Brown, or whoever that is. I don't know. Good morning, Jason Who, by the way, and Shrapnel, and Simon, you're already here. Okay, so, and then let's see. As a reminder of how convicted criminal Sam Bankman-Fried is one of the people most responsible for Biden being in office, and one of his biggest donors, here it is. Here's an old... Here, I'm going to put this in a different, a whole separate, I don't want to bookmark it. I'm going to put it in its own separate link here, because this is from Zero Hedge. There we go. Here it is. Is that why SBF is one of the most people responsible for Biden being in office? So this is some Theodore Schiefler. Even though you are one of Biden's biggest donors, I assume he does not know who you are, which is a weird phenomenon. Now, this is him talking to Fried, and Fried says it is a weird phenomenon. The place I could be most useful to him is, I don't think Biden's ever going to put much thought into it, but if the administration is ever looking for an expert on crypto regulation, he's obviously an incredibly busy guy, and I would really like to meet him, but I also don't want him to have to meet in some senses unless I or he had some reason to think that would be valuable. And then Schiefler says, so you've never met him, even though you're one of the people who is among the most responsible for him being in office? Great. Great for Sam Bankman-Fried. FTG to Sam Bankman-Fried, even though it's Friday. Okay, let's keep going here. Also in the trending Oh, I already there. So anyway, I have the whole trending topic here. I'm not even gonna say FTG, Sam Bankman-Fried. Fuck that asshole. FTA. Well, no, don't do that. That's gross. All right, next up, trending topics. Beshear, that would be Kentucky Governor. What the hell is his first name? Is it Doug Beshear? What the hell is his name? Andy Beshear. He's Andy Beshear. He's running for governor again, and apparently things aren't going well for Andy Beshear right now. He's running against Daniel Cameron, and Daniel Cameron is leading or tied with him in the polls now. And you know how polls are notoriously kind of they kind of lean. Polls tend to favor Democrats, and they're usually off by a little bit. So if you're in the margin of error, it's usually going to be, if they're leading, then the Republicans winning. Hello, C Bishop PCRGR. That's a whole new name of bishop. How many? Is this a new bishop or is it an old bishop? Hello, over on Rumble. Hello, Bishop. Okay, so the Kentucky governor's race is dead even per this poll. Kentucky is the only SEC state, as in the Southeastern Conference state, with a Democratic governor. Beshear was a disaster on all COVID issues. He doesn't deserve a second term. That's Clay Travis. This is Cindy Bishop. Hi, Cindy Bishop. How you doing? Welcome back. So, and then you know, Daniel Cameron is very popular among the Republican Kentuckians. Is he the lieutenant governor, or was he the attorney general? I can't remember, but he is I don't know. He's a good guy. He's a brother too. He's a Republican brother. Anyway, Daniel Cameron puts a spotlight at Andy. And he puts a spotlight on Andy Beshear's extreme abortion position. Let's see what he says here. This is Daniel Cameron.
But let me also say that this is a governor. He talks about late-term restrictions, but he never says what that means. Andy Beshear wants no limits on abortions because his record demonstrates that. He had a chance to sign a 15-week ban on abortion. He vetoed that. He had a chance to sign legislation to protect a baby after it was born alive. He vetoed that. He's told taxpayers he wants them to pay for abortions. Andy Beshear has never said what his limit is on abortion. Nobody ever asked him that. Governor, what is your limit on abortion? No, there's no limit on abortion. I'll answer for him. He paused.
Are you afraid for me to answer?
You paused.
Bill, right now, the law in Kentucky is 0.
Okay, again, you know, my point on this, I am not as Republican as everybody else on this issue. I think early terms, whatever are fine, but there has to be some restrictions on it. It becomes a barbaric practice. Hello, Chicago Mike, NGDSOB. But that's my own personal opinion, and I don't agree with everybody on it. So anyway, but also, let's see. This is, oh, good. Andy Beshear is silent when his own supporters are rallying in support of Hamas. I'm telling you, this supporters of terrorism are not welcome on the campaign trail with me. Now, is this at a Free Palestine chants from the student protesters after the speaker's end? Is this a Beshear event? I think it is. It's a Vote Kentucky event, and here's the students yelling "Free Palestine." Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Anyway, let's see if it'll play. Come on! Why is it muted?
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Okay, as they play Coal Mine in the background, because doesn't Kentucky have coal mines? I don't know. I know West Virginia does. Also, let's see. Governors across the nation have said they would have handled the pandemic differently. Andy Beshear says no regrets, while Beshear ignores the problems he created. I've got plans to address them. That's Daniel Cameron. Here's Andy Beshear on his COVID stuff.
We learned a lot of things. We learned that this governor is willing to infringe upon your constitutional rights. He's willing to send state troopers to our churches to record license plates. He's willing to tell you if you left the state and came back, you had to quarantine for a period of 14 days. All these things were unconstitutional. He's willing to shut your schools down. And our kids have extreme learning loss because of it. He's willing to shut our small businesses down. Some of them have never recovered. He shut down child care centers. We now have some of the backlogs and issues there. He told chiropractors, we were the only state in the nation that shut down our chiropractors. And the interesting thing about all this, Gavin Newsom just a couple of weeks ago said that he had regrets about what he did in shutting his state down.
But not Andy Bashir.
Andy Bashir has never said that he has any regrets.
All right, this is more about Daniel Cameron than Andy Bashir. But anyway, the point is they are tied in that election race. And that's amazing because Andy Bashir was a fairly popular governor in Kentucky. I don't know about that. All right, let me go. I got to check my notifications real quick because many of you are also doing new things. And it's there we go. Let's see. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, Tyler F, Somnambule Nation for tweeting out the show. Somebody let's see. Did somebody somebody okay, somebody responded to Scribe maybe and puts a video about me. I don't know. Well, we'll check that one out later because that has nothing to do with the show. All right, let's move on. Also, people are talking, the word innocent. The word innocent is trending on Twitter. And I think that's partially because people are saying that many innocents are dying in Gaza, which is true. And again, you can blame it all on Hamas. But that's not the only reason. Apparently, Alexander Shepard, he's one of the people who was outside of the White House on January 6th. And this is someone who did not enter the White House, did not engage in any violence, did nothing. But he's been sentenced for, I believe, a 19-month sentence for just being there and protesting. This is Alex Shepard. I think I have I have him over here somewhere too. Where's Alex Shepard? I'm going to move his. There it is. Alexander Shepard will move right there. Here it is. Today, I turned myself into a federal prison for the 19-month sentence I received for peacefully protesting. He did go inside the People's House on January 6, 2021. I was 21 years old at the time, and I have been fighting these charges for the last 3 years. It is my great honor to be held hostage as a political prisoner in these United States of America. Goodbye for now. Now, I'm going to guess if I scroll down, I'm going to find some assholes who are going to say, hey, you deserve it, you're insurrectionist, insurrection, and all that crap. So let's see what some of the response to this post are. Juanita Project, God be with you. This is the most shameful period in our nation's history. We'll be sending continuing prayers your way. It's Tiff, one of my favorite accounts because she's just bluntly mean to dumbasses. May God watch over you, Alex. You are the definition of a patriot and a beacon of strength. Suburban black men, stay strong, brother. We are with you. There's a lot of people supporting him. Lots of people because this guy was basically allowed in by the police, the Capitol Police, and he walked in, didn't cause any damage, didn't do any, didn't do any harm to anybody, didn't break anything, and they knew it, and so now they're, I guess most of the people are here supporting him, so that's a good thing. Free the January 6th political prisoners, you are not forgotten. But then here it is. Here's one. I was waiting for one of these. Charlene, whoever you are. By the way, don't harass Charlene. That was no peaceful protest. You were calling to kill Pelosi and hang Mike Pence. Really? How do you know this? Did he personally do this? Dumbass. You're calling to kill Pelosi and hang Mike Pence. Even set up gallows. Oh, the gallows. You mean the toy gallows that wouldn't hang a short midget? And I mean, that's even shorter than a regular midget. No, you tried to stop having President Biden become our legitimate president. If you did a crime, you get do the time. Suck my ass. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. Anyway, according to evidence introduced at trial, Shepard was among the first rioters to enter the Capitol on January 6, 2021, and joins others in overrunning multiple police lines established to stop the mob spread inside the crypt. He and fellow rioters were captured on video. Again, this is one of the ones who was after the first group in, and the police just stood by. He's a political prisoner, absolutely a political prisoner. FDG to everyone involved in there, except for the ones who did violence who deserve their time. But I'm sorry, if the same charges are not given to the people who overtook the Capitol a few weeks ago, then this is all bullshit. Bullshit. Now, the other reason, and again, this is based on the term innocent, though, and we're getting a lot of support for Gaza again, and I'm going to be careful about what I put on the screen here, so I'm going to scroll slowly, but this one, Israeli warplanes just bombed a group of innocent civilians. Israel's a terrorist state. Well, okay, again, were they military targets? Were they Hamas targets? It doesn't mean, and again, Israel's warned everybody, this is what they're going to do, and Hamas has done nothing to protect these citizens or get them out of harm's way. They tell you where they're going to strike, and they tell people you need to leave that area. And I don't know what you want Israel to do. I'm not going to put any of that on the screen, but let's just move on. Let's see, what was the next topic here? Oh, and now I just got a bunch of random stuff to put together. Let's do the article first, and then we'll go as long as we can. Again, I have a hard deadline today. Just something stupid. Ilhan Omar. Well, I don't know, stupid or not, it's Ilhan Omar, so it's almost a given. But anyway, let's do the article from Gunfox61 since you dropped a Hamilton in the tip jar, sir. Thank you for that again. This is a judge, and again, MSNBC. Okay, so we know where they stand. Okay, and so they're gonna find that one former Republican judge who thinks Donald Trump should be disqualified from the presidency. It shouldn't be able to run. And they will hype up the fact the conservative retired jurist broke down the 14th Amendment, Trump's immunity argument, and that what a second Trump term would mean. All right. Oh, real quick. Black Hebrew Israelite, thank you for sponsoring the show.
That's right.
Dropping a deuce in the tip jar, who says, remember when the left called anyone who supported Trump as a Nazi? Pepperidge Farm, remember? If anyone knows the Pepperidge Farm commercials. Remember. When the left say Trump would start World War III, Pepperidge Farms remember. Oh, Pepperidge Farm remembers. The left now openly supports actually real Nazi and Nazi supporters, a.k.a. Hamas. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Were you in that crowd that got in the fight with a bunch of the Palestinian people? But except those Black Hebrew Israelites were supporting Gaza, and they still got attacked by the dumbasses because they saw the word Hebrew, okay? And so they got attacked. Anyway, all right, thank you very much, Black Hebrew Israelite. I appreciate your contribution to the show. Judge Ludwig explains why Donald Trump is disqualified from the presidency. And this is Deadline NBC, MSNBC, the mess NBC. Here we go. Hello, Deadline. Legal blog readers. I had a chance on Thursday to interview retired federal judge J. Michael Ludwig. As you may already know, Ludwig has been at the center of the biggest legal and democracy issues of our time. Oh, really? Did we already know that? I didn't. I'd never heard of the man. He explained how Donald Trump is disqualified from retaking the White House under the 14th Amendment, why the former president is not immune from prosecution, and what a second Trump term would mean for the country. Spoiler alert, it would not be good. Oh. So, is this a televised? Okay, I'm just gonna give you the 3 minutes. Let's take the 3 minutes that they took from here, and I'm going to, excuse me, let me grab a barf bag, and I'm gonna play.
You've been thinking a lot lately about this 14th Amendment issue. Why is it so important to democracy, in your view?
Oh, important to democracy.
Thank you, Jordan. It's a pleasure to talk with you today.
Okay.
Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, as it applies to the former president, is essentially an anti-democratic constitutional provision.
Wait a minute. He just called the 14th Amendment an anti-democratic constitutional provision. Is that what he meant? I don't think he meant to phrase it that way, but that's what he said.
That is, it disqualifies any person who, having taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, thereafter engages in an insurrection.
There has been no insurrection. There was a protest at the White House where they wanted to stop the counting because they wanted to finish some court cases, and they wanted to let your voices be heard peacefully and patriotically. Now, some of the people went there, started some shit, feds, and but that has nothing to do with Donald Trump engaging in insurrection. But he's going to find a way to say he did.
Or rebellion.
Or rebellion? Remember when Trump was being inaugurated? There were riots all over D.C. and around the country. Was that rebellion?
The Constitution of the United States.
And
disqualifying that.
Is questioning elections against the Constitution of the United States? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
Person from holding high public office in the future, including the presidency.
Okay.
So it is not, it's more than just.
You haven't established that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection. You're saying the words, but you have to establish that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection. There was no insurrection. It was a protest. And protest in the United States is legal, okay, whether you like it or not. Now, the people who engage in violence surely should probably be prosecuted for that, and they are. And in fact, the people who didn't engage in violence are being prosecuted far beyond the scope of what they did. But that's a whole nother story. But the idea that there was an insurrection, an actual insurrection, an actual attempted coup, an actual anything attempting to divert democracy is fucking ridiculous. And they all know it. They're all just using rhetoric now.
Proscription and disqualification for anti-democratic conduct by an individual.
Questioning an election is not anti-democratic conduct.
But in this circumstance, it is that, and it would apply in this instance.
How?
To disqualify.
It's weird. Couldn't he find a better place to do this? He set up his camera like in his bedroom, right? I'm surprised there's not a hooker over there on the bed in the mirror.
Former president from holding the presidency again because of his effort, plan, and attempt to overturn the 2020 presidential election.
Through how, though? How? You mean attempting to go through legal means through the courts? And whether or not his lawyers came up with a good plan or not, and that would be for the courts to decide, that's not even illegal. He didn't do it through arms. He didn't do it through trying to get an army to take over the Congress. This is insane.
Election, knowing that he had lost that election to then candidate Joe Biden. And
you're assuming he knew he lost.
Joe Biden.
You're assuming that he didn't believe that there was any fraud. That's what you're trying to convey here. You know his mind, and you know that. And even if some of his advisors said that, I'm sorry, any Democrat who would have had the same situation go the other way, where 6 states all start counting at the same time, and then all 6 of those states turn overnight after they do the midnight counting. You would think any Democrat would be up in an uproar, right? But the media let this go. And it's so, maybe, the question in election is not against the Constitution.
In particular, Jordan, and this is very,
He's saying
very
Georgia?
important. Section 3 disqualifies one who has engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the Constitution of the United States.
How so?
Not an insurrection or rebellion against the United States or the authority of the United States.
So how did he engage in?
And so that's the issue in the Colorado and in Minnesota and in the other states that are currently involved in the constitutional process to determine whether the former president is disqualified.
What's funny about that, though, the courts in Colorado and the courts in Minnesota and wherever else they're doing this probably don't have jurisdiction over this. That's the funny thing about it. If courts in Colorado say, oh, no, we're not going to put him on the ballot because of, supposed insurrection, that still's got to go through the federal courts, because this is the only office that is a 100% federal office. It's got to go to the Supreme Court.
Fine.
Okay, so that's Judge Luttig.
Right now, the Biden administration is...
Okay, stop. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Thank you, Gunfox. All right. You've done it, Gunfox. You've done well. You got me going. All right. Now, let's just get through a kind of a mishmash of stuff. Are we getting questions today, by the way? I haven't even seen the question thing. Is anyone... Oh, I got to do this. I always forget how this works. I only do it once a week. Eventually, I'll get better at this. Okay, why isn't it doing it? Oh, we're starting to get questions. Very good. We'll get to questions soon. All right, moving on. Ilhan Omar tweeted something stupid. Well, I don't know if it's stupid or not. I haven't decided if it's stupid or not. But it's Ilhan Omar, and people are taking her to task because she is saying that Pakistan is planning on forcibly deporting 1.7 million Afghan refugees. This is a direct violation of the basic right to asylum and a death sentence to many Afghans who would be targeted by the Taliban. Pakistan must change course. And that's because she is referring to this Al Jazeera English news story where it says there is nothing for us there. The deadline has arrived for undocumented Afghan refugees in Pakistan to leave or face deportation. And then, I'm going to mute this. A video is of Afghan students saying goodbye. Okay, they're doing a tearjerker video of him saying goodbye to his classmates. Oh, before his family is forced to return to Afghanistan. Pakistan has launched a crackdown on undocumented refugees. Undocumented, and gave them a deadline of November 1st to leave or risk being arrested and deported. Come on, faster. It's already been demolishing refugee camps. And then, anyway, here's the thing. They are deporting undocumented refugees. Now, have these refugees done an asylum request or whatever they have to do to seek asylum in Pakistan? Because I don't think Pakistan is getting rid of undocumented refugees. Does Pakistan have a right to do that? And is this kind of a foreshadowing of what happens in the United States if we start deporting undocumented illegal aliens? I'm curious, is that what she's doing? So some people replying to her, Salty Cracker, on behalf of Pakistan, we would like you to put your brother's dick back in your mouth and shut the fuck up. I probably shouldn't have read that. What the hell was that? A nation should be allowed to deport those who they deem inappropriate to be there. It's kind of thinking that anyone is a refugee that has led to our nation's invasion. There is a process, a legitimate process. Those who don't meet the criteria should be deported. That's what I was just saying. I mean, they have a process, and if these are they deporting the undocumented refugees? I'm just curious. I doubt it. Hello, you ridiculous lunatic. How you doing? Very simple. If they are undocumented, they are not asylum seekers. Yeah, ding. Thank you, C. Thomas, by the way, sponsoring the show. Dropping a deuce in the tip jar via YouTube Super Chat. By any means necessary. Am I right, guys? Yeah, he's talking about getting Trump off the ballot. They're trying to find a way. So anyway, that's Ilhan Omar. Also, let's see, this one from, Alabama was trending. I skipped this one. Alabama's trending for a couple different reasons too. Now, let's start with this one. This is Molly Hemingway. I can't remember who she writes for, the Federals or something like that. And she's talking about Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. And apparently, her question is Iowa's Joni Ernst ignorant or dishonest? Here's why I asked. Last night, acting on Mitch McConnell's orders, Ernst went to war against Alabama Senator Tuberville. That's because Tuberville is standing up against a radical and extreme pro-abortion policy that the Biden administration imposed on the Department of Defense. What Tuberville has done to stand up against this abortion policy is both simple and reasonable, something all Republicans could easily support. But rather than approve hundreds of military promotions without any oversight whatsoever, he's requiring the Senate to actually vote on them. This is not how McConnell, Schumer, and Biden would like it to go. They want to just sail through with a unanimous consent vote and keep the abortion policy in place. Because they could, they could vote on each one of these. He's forced them to vote on each one, and they don't want to do that. Tuberville has said for months that he's willing to go back to the old procedure of just letting them through without a vote if Biden will simply rescind his illegal and extreme abortion policy. His second feature of his hold on promotions in the meantime is that candidates have been able to be vetted a little bit, revealing that at least 40% of the candidates for promotion are beholden to dangerous diversity, equity, inclusion ideology, a scourge that is plaguing military readiness and effectiveness. And anyway, instead of pressuring Biden to stop his radical baby-killing policy or doing anything whatsoever to stop the spread of the DEI in our country's war-fighting apparatus, McConnell is pressuring Tuberville. So last night, he and his deputies go to the floor and freak out over Tuberville. How dare Tuberville actually be pro-life instead of just pretending to be like the rest of them? So they made him object to unanimous consent for a bunch of different nominees. For 4 hours, they suggested he was a terrorist, that he would be making Putin and Xi happy. Oh, see, even the Republicans can throw out the Putin bullshit. And said that his pro-life efforts on behalf of innocent children and their mothers were a suicide mission that had to end. Alaska's Dan Sullivan said that last one. But somewhat amazingly, in this climate, Tuberville was not bullied. So back to Joni Ernst, the McConnell deputy, quote, "We have done the best we can to honor the request of a fellow senator that these nominations be brought to the floor and voted on individually," she said last night. "I really respect men of their word. I do not respect men who do not honor their word." No, because they asked for unanimous consent, not for a vote. So she called him a liar. But it is Joni Ernst who is dumb, depraved, or is dumb, depraved, or dishonest, perhaps a combination. For one, Tuberville never once said he would agree to unanimous consent requests, more like the opposite. So to claim he's a liar who didn't keep his word is just itself a scurrilous lie, because they could vote on every one of these. But it's also a lie to argue that unanimous consent requests are a vote. By definition, they are a means to bypass a vote, either by voice or by roll call. Why McConnell, Ernst, and Sullivan, Young, and Graham, and Romney are siding with Biden and the Democrats on their extreme abortion policy is unclear. Well, it's clear in Romney's case, I guess, but unclear for the others who still claim to be pro-life. Tuberville called the McConnell posse out for their character assassination of him. Ernst refuses to apologize and said if he had a problem with it, he should have made a point of order last night. Interesting note, McConnell, who has done very little on behalf of Republican voters for a couple of years now, used senators who aren't up for re-election in this cycle. So yeah, he was strategically doing that. Good morning, Brent Hayes. So again, Mitch McConnell's not your friend. Fuck Mitch McConnell. Anyway, I understand what Tuberville's doing, because the policy that the White House has put into the military is to kind of bypass state laws, and it's disgusting. Anyway, all right. And the other reason that what was it? It was Alabama. The other reason Alabama is trending is because there's a new Twitter drop, and I'm going to put it in the links. I don't think I'm going to go through the whole thing, but a new Twitter Files extra, okay, from Matt Taibbi, talking about how there's a new report. Okay, wait, that's not it. Where is it? Where's the key phrase here? Here it is. Internally at Twitter, executives were willing to call BS on a Senate report lead author by a firm called New Knowledge. When New Knowledge was talking about how there was a Russian operation to get, I can't remember which Senate, it was a Senate race in Alabama, the guy with the cowboy hat, that dude. And it was all complete, utter fabricated nonsense, right? And the people at Twitter were even saying, well, this is nonsense. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. The people at Twitter were even saying it was nonsense. These aren't Russian accounts doing this shit. This is somewhere else. And but apparently they still went along with what the government wanted to do. So let me go through part of it here, because I got a few minutes. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I don't have time. I got other stuff to talk about. I'm going to put it in the links, and you got to go through the whole thing. It's only about 20 tweets long. But one of the things here's the key. The Alabama projects were engineered by former Obama administration official Mickey Dickerson and funded by billionaire Reid Hoffman, who subsequently apologized. Let's see, Mickey Dickerson, a former Google employee who founded the United States Digital Service during the Obama administration to try to upgrade the federal government's use of technology. Mr. Morgan said the Alabama project was carried out separately from the company. So it was an entire sham, and they tried to push it on Tulsi Gabbard too. And she fought it with all she could, but it's a 21 tweet thread. You got to read it. Moving on. This is interesting. This is the full interview with this leader of the migrant caravan, but here's just the breakdown. The leader of the 6,000 migrant caravan, Irineo Mujica, says Joe Biden is a puppet and he is kneeling to the cartels, and he needs to stop giving money to the war and focus on the border crisis. This is a leader of a migrant caravan, because he's made fun of Joe Biden for the open borders that he claims are not open. Everyone fucking knows they're open. So it's a good interview. You can read that one. It's from Real America's Voice. Let's see. This is Senator Rick Scott. This is Senator Rick Scott talking about, I believe, Josh Hawley's questioning of Alejandro Mayorkas. This is only a minute long. We'll listen to this one. It's video day, right?
Well, first off, fire them. Don't put them on leave.
Oh, yeah. So, yesterday or the day before yesterday, Josh Hawley was questioning Alejandro Mayorkas. Remember, we showed you this video where he's telling him that a person in his department was celebrating and posting celebratory messages on various social media, celebrating the Hamas massacre in Israel on October 7th, even putting up pictures of paragliders and celebrating them as heroes, right? And the person hasn't been fired, and right now the person's on administrative leave. So here's Rick Scott, Senator from Florida, talking about that.
Well, first off, fire them. Don't put them on leave. Fire them. I mean, that's hatred, right? It's absolute hatred.
Hello, Bodybuilding 684.
You need to fire them. What would you do in your business life? You would say, you do not work here.
Why am I coming to the link, Bodybuilding 684? Are you still here? Are you just here promoting stuff? Are you going to hang around for a little bit?
Here anymore. So that's what donors are doing at these universities by saying, I'm not giving you any money. That's good. I did this with Starbucks. Starbucks Union came out and supported Hamas. And I said, let's all boycott Starbucks unless they come out and say they oppose that. It took them an entire day to do that because they said, oh, we don't put out statements. Well, then we're not going to support you. And that's what we ought to do. Let's hold people accountable that want to support
for their
baby
bullshit.
Killers, their baby murderers. They rape teenage girls. They burn them alive. This is despicable, and we need to stand up for every Jewish community in our country. And we need to understand our government. What happened to this federal government? They've allowed all this to come across our border, and they put all of us, my kids, your kids, our grandkids, your grandkids, they put them at risk, and that's wrong. Well,
all right, good for Rick Scott for saying that. All right, let's keep going though. Got to keep going. Chris, I only post this. I'm not even going to watch the video because Christie's still running for president. If you didn't know, and I was thinking, oh my God, why? Anyway, he gets on MSNBC a lot because he's anti-Trump. So that's where his constituency is at MSNBC. But I laughed at this tweet by him. Or this post on Twitter, the formerly known as Twitter, where he says, quote, I felt the full weight of being the governor 11 years ago this week when Hurricane Sandy hit New Jersey. The jokes write themselves. I'm sorry. It's still free speech. Yeah, no, I know. But if you're in the State Department and you are celebrating the massacre of a friendly country, may not be good, especially if you're one of the person. Oh, by the way, the person who does this is a person who approves and disapproves refugee status and visas, and so I'm just saying it may be an issue. They at least have a little review of what they're saying because it may not. They might have to reassign them to a different department of the United States government. Let's put it that way. That was my point. Okay. Anyway, I don't even care what else he said here. He felt the full weight of being governor. Yes, and you're still feeling the full weight of being governor. Moving on. This is and this is that Ilhan Omar post again. I'm going to skip it. Let's see what else here. Oh, now we're going to finish up with two posts. Okay. There's a bunch of news in the links, but I'm not going to get to it. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the whole entire ACE aggregator page on here today, but I want to finish off with these two special tweets. Okay. And this is somebody who, well, let's watch the video first and we'll just cause it's for entertainment purposes. Hey, bodybuilding 684, are you still here? Just say hi in the chat if you're still here. Otherwise, we're not coming to your link. If you're still here, if you stuck around, maybe, but maybe not. All right, let's start with this one. This is a very special person. This person has something to say about being a lesbian. Okay, let's see what this says.
How does my trans identity align with me being a lesbian?
Because it doesn't, because lesbian means sex, which sex is not gender, and so on and so forth. But let's see what this person says about it.
Now, being a lesbian is much like being trans.
No. Wait, what? How? Okay, hang on. Being a lesbian is a lot like being trans. That's
core of my identity. It is a big part
core of our
of
identity.
Who I am and how I identify, and intertwines so much with my beliefs, morals, and like how I live my life. Okay. And being a lesbian has so many positives for me. There's also a lot of
because never mind. You get to chase Boone.
Negatives that come with being a trans person who identifies as a lesbian.
Because most lesbians want nothing to do with you. That's most not just identify as lesbians. Nothing to do with Hello, number one.
TERFs in the community.
Yeah, he does kind of look like Rocky, doesn't he? Is it just a transvestite from Transylvania? He does look like Rocky a little bit, doesn't he?
You might find
YouTube. She looks like Rocky.
If you go to a lesbian bar, maybe some of the older lesbians are staring at you, or there's a lot of TERFs around. But generally, lesbian love is supposed to be very, very inclusive.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's actually not inclusive. It's not supposed to be inclusive. It's not. It's very specific, and that's why I don't know why you think it should be. What does inclusive mean? Inclusive to dick? No, I don't think so.
Pretty much the only rule about lesbian love is that it does not include cis men.
Oh,
so a common misconception about lesbians is that it's just woman on woman, but you can also be not.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Does this mean that he admits that there's such a thing as a woman?
Non-binary and be a lesbian. And
well, what does it mean to be a non-binary lesbian then? Because you still would have to have a sex, right? So a non-binary lesbian has, I don't know.
Like I said, you can also be
I'm confused.
And be a lesbian. Being a lesbian is something I've only been able to explore recently. And
why is that? Oh, because you just came out as trans, so you decide to call yourself lesbian. But lesbian sex, not gender. I don't know. It's not homogenderal. It's homosexual. Sex is a thing.
It's something I've only been able to explore in one of my several relationships. My most recent one.
Probably, I'm gonna guess it's a non-binary unicorn or something.
And let me tell you, the way that a relationship dynamic is...
Okay, I can't even watch the rest. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, this person says, bro, love to break it to you, but you're not a lesbian, and it doesn't matter that you're male. The reason older lesbians are looking at you funny is because you're a dude invading their spaces. Stop this immediately. Replies, he mentions that he loves to love he gets from lesbians. Yeah, that love isn't meant for you. You're gaslighting young woke lesbians into relationships and holding them hostage, probably love bombing them before revealing you are a male. This is a mental illness. So, Ranting Monkey said something here. If you have a penis and she has a vagina, neither of you is a lesbian. It's the literal definition of heterosexual, no matter how you identify. Yes, because sexual is sex, and sex is a thing, and you guys are weird. Okay, finally, we're going to finish up with something lighthearted and happy, because this cat has decided, for some reason, to take a chance. Take a chance. Chance. We're going to finish with a cat video. Because I said so. We're going to finish with a cat video. Let me put it on. I'm going to make it so it's... Oh, whoa, what the hell happened there? I don't want that to be like that. I want it to be like this. Does this fit? No. If it's a screen, that's close enough. I'm not going to change it. Or maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger. How about that? That's what she said. Okay, let's fit this. Let's finish with the cat video, because I got to go. All right, here we go. Transitioning to the cat video. Here we go. By the way, I'm putting all the articles that I didn't get to in the links, and also the stuff that I did get to. Everything will be in the links. And I hope you enjoyed the show, because I'm going to be kind of abrupt when we finish here. Hit the like button, all that stuff. And thank you, donors. Black Hebrew Israelite, C. Thomas, Jimmy Das Hotep, and Gunfox61, the superstar sponsor of the day. Here we go. Cat video, finishing up with this one. Playing with fire. What's this cat doing? What's the cat thinking? What's the cat thinking? He's looking like he wants to do it. He wants to touch it.
She's thinking about it.
She wants to touch it. She wants to touch it. And the dog's like, don't you fucking touch me. Dog's like, don't fucking touch me. Don't you fucking touch me. Do not do it, motherfucker. Do not touch me, motherfucker. Do not touch me, motherfucker. I said, don't touch me. Hey, get off of me, bitch. There we go. All right, so that's how we're ending the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. It's been a gas being here this week. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks back or forward or whatever it is you do in the fall. Fall back, yes, backwards. So you turn it backwards an hour Saturday night before you go to bed, and you'll be all on. But all my clocks are on my watch and my phone, so I don't have to do that. They happen automatically. Thanks for everyone who's popped in the chat and has joined us today. I appreciate you all. Even bodybuilding 684, who doesn't seem to be here anymore. So I'm not gonna go to your link now, buddy. Sorry. Anyway, that's it. I gotta go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.